blood of the saints and with the blood of the martyrs of Yahushua that died for Yahushua. And when I saw her, I wondered with great admiration, right? And the angel said unto me, wherefore didst thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman and of the beast that carried her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. The EU and NATO, right? And America. So what is the mystery of America? What about it, right? The beast that thou sawest was, and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit and go into perdition. So Roman Empire coming back, right? And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was, and is not, and yet is. And here is the mind which have wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains with 7 rulerships, on which the woman sitteth. That's the EU. Right? And there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and 1 is, and the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. That's America. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. That's the EU. Wait. That's NATO. That's NATO. Well, I'm switching those. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. Oh yeah, the EU is 7, right? Let me get that right. Yeah. The EU is the one with the 7 heads, the 7 mountains. And NATO is the 10 horns with the 10 kings, right? And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, 14, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is Lord of lords and King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. Right, so they're gonna go war against the elect, right? The Israel. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Right? So that's talking about America having all these bases all over the world, right? And that's in the Bible. And the 10 horns, which we're talking about the NATO, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Because they're going to send those nuclear missiles and destroy America. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
bust an extra cigarette?
I don't got nothing, dog.
So did she get the name?
Okay, the beast with 7 heads and 10 horns is NATO, right? Because it was the Saturday definitely closed, right? Because it was the Roman Empire before. It was Germania Major, the Romans, the French, the Spanish, Germania Minor, the British, the Greeks, right? Okay, and the EU is Belgium, Denmark, France, Italy, Luxembourg, Netherlands, Greece, Spain, and Portugal, England, and Ireland, West Germany. That's the EU. NATO means North Atlantic Treaty Organization, right? And these nations, that's what makes up the beast in Revelation. The Great Whores America, just to get this straight. The Great Whores America, the NATO and EU, and that's the beast. The EU is those 10 horns, and those 7 horns is the NATO. Those 7 heads is the 7 governments ruled by Esau. Right? So definitely, because it is prophecy, that's why the NATO and EU are in the Bible. But only the elect of the nation of Israel is going to get this in the end of the day. And he said unto me, the waters which thou sawest, said the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. And the 10 horns, which we know is the EU, the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, which is America, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So that's what the EU is getting ready to do right now. Right? That's prophecy according to the Bible. Which the Bible is only for the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. By the seed of your father. But we do have confusion of face, which are Israelites but that don't look like Israelites. Right? But those fake Jews, those are definitely not. There might be some Israelites scattered among them, but as a whole, Amalek is Amalek. Amalek is those fake Jews, right? In Israel right now, right? For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and that shuts down all this free will. Let me read that one more time. For God hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will. So you don't have free will. You're going to do what the Most High allows you to do. Everything you do is predestined That's why it's called following your destiny, right? And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast until the word of the Most High shall be fulfilled. So America's gonna have that power until the words of the Most High are fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, and that's America. And after these things I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen, and is become the habitation of devils. Right? Because the only thing that's going to be in America after it's destroyed is desert creatures. Right? And it's become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Think about the wickedness that America has done, right? Think about the wickedness that is spreading all across the world. Think about the philosophies that America has established, saying it is right even if the Most High says it's wrong. Right? But that's why America's going to be destroyed, according to the Bible, because of its exceeding wickedness. But you can blame the so-called Edomites, the so-called Caucasians. But we're glad because this is the good news. Because when America's destroyed, that's when we're going back to Israel. Even if you're two-thirds, because 2/3 of the nation of Israel, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, aren't going to make it on this side. But the 1/3 and the 144,000, that's all that's going to make it out of America before it's destroyed. Right? And we're going back to Israel. We're getting beamed up by a chariot, which is a so-called UFO. It's a chariot of the Most High. Right? For all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Right? And I heard another voice from heaven saying, come out of her, which is spiritually, come out of her, my people, which is the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. So the Israelites, the Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans are supposed to separate from the ways of America before America's destroyed, because we don't want to drink of the wrath that the Most High is going to pour on this place by these nuclear missiles that's going to hit these peons and these regular people and destroy them along with America. This is Revelation 8:18 verse 5. This is talking about America. For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God, Yahweh, hath remembered her iniquities. So he knows what the so-called Edomites have done to the Native Americans, the tribe of Gad of the Israelites, what they did to the Negroes, the tribe of Judah, what they did to the Benjaminites, the Jamaicans, the West Indians, what they did to Ephraim, the Puerto Ricans, what they did to Manasseh, the so-called Mexicans. So the Most High remembers all what the Edomites, the so-called Caucasians, have done to the children of Israel, God's chosen people. And now he's finna destroy this place for them and give them salvation. But only the elect and the 1/3, the 144,000 and the 1/3 that turn back to the God of the Bible in spirit and in truth. Right? For her sins have reached unto heaven, and God hath remembered her iniquities, and God hath remembered her iniquities, which is sin upon sin. Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works. So there's people that put us into slavery, they're going into double slavery. And our slavery was bad. I'm going to tell you that right now. I know we still got hoods. We still living in poverty. So how much these Edomites, these so-called Caucasians, when we're in the kingdom of heaven and they're in slavery? Reward her even as she rewarded you, and double unto her double according to her works, and the cup which she hath filled to her double. How much she hath glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she saith in her heart, I sit a queen, and am no widow, and shall see no sorrow. Because America has never fallen, right? America has never fallen. That's in fact. But now is the time where the Most High is going to allow America to be